In this video, I'll be demoing an existing ceiling fan and installing a new ceiling fan. Here we go. There's a couple screws on top. That will unscrew. And mostly on ceiling fans, you don't have to completely take out the screws in order to disassemble it. Lots of them just kind of have little devices where you turn them a little bit, then it'll completely come off, such as this. In a new house, you're going to find 4 wires going to the fan. Number 1 is for the light. Number 2 is for the fan itself. Number 3 is for the neutral. It completes the circuit and causes the fan to work. And then your 4th is your ground wire, or your safety wire. We're going to take all these wire nuts off. And of course, make sure that your switch and or your breaker at the panel is completely off. And everybody knows not to mess with it or tamper with it. Then you're completely safe up here. So I've got my Romex coming from my ceiling, the 4 colors I told you about. I'm going to set those over here. I'm going to kind of space the wires just in case they were to touch and had electricity. It's just an extra safety feature. I'm going to push this up, pull it loose. Now that we've taken down the old fan, we're going to install the new fan. What we have already done is installed our light kit, which are the lights on the bottom. We've installed our fan blades, and that's pretty much most of it. Now we're going to install a new rod. This rod will have to be purchased separately, and it's a little longer so it doesn't hug the ceiling so much. We put our wires down the rod, and now our threads from the rod are going to be installed toward the ceiling fan. We're going to screw the rod into the top of the ceiling fan, and then there's a little pin that goes straight through. This is going to hold the rod in place. There's a little clip. We use that to hold the rod in place. And now we're going to tighten our screws onto the new rod. That's going to hold it securely. Now we're going to bring the new fan up our ladder. Now this will install much like the demo, just opposite. And what you want to do, first of all, is throw this half round piece into the socket, and there's a little niche in there, and that's what you want to line up. And when it's seated, you'll know. I'm going to cut these long wires down. You typically want a hand's length of wires to work with. I'm going to strip the ends. Now I'm going to start with the grounding wire, or the safety wire, and universally they're the green wire. You want to make sure you have these. It's safer if there are any fault current or the metal components to the fan became energized, it would take that current back to the source, which is your panel. So I'm going to start with that one. Then I'm going to neatly tuck it in to the box up top.
Watch the blade.
Next is going to be the neutral, the grounded, or the white. all the same thing. You're going to start with your ground, then go to your neutral, and all this is for safety. You always want a path back to the source before you start dealing with the wires that will be energized. This is just for safety. You have to treat all these wires as hot. It's the safest way to go. Tuck that neatly up into the box. And then we're going to install our light kit. In the newer fans, you'll see a blue wire and a black wire. One is for lights, the other one is for fan. And when you're screwing in your wire nuts, just make sure they're extremely tight. Just keep going until you can feel that they aren't budging anymore. Now the last one, this is going to be for the fan. As you can see, I'm twisting the stranded wire around the solid wire. It's going to create a better connection. Now I'm tucking that in. So we have our ground, our neutral, and our hots. Simply line this up, twist it, tighten it on both sides. And there you go. You've got your new ceiling fan installed.